Okay. Good morning, seniors!
What up?
All right,
Good
cool.
morning!
Woo! Thank you. Today we're going to be, this is the first time we're filming this class, so it's good, it's a milestone. Today we're going to be doing credit card interest. Thank you, Ecclesiastes, for this beautiful drawing.
You're welcome!
Yeah.
It's a fun one.
Yeah, it's really nice, and we're going to be discussing something that's probably relevant to many people watching, which is how credit cards assess interest on people with debt. Okay, so yay math!
Yay math!
Whoa, it's louder than I expected, but that's good. Okay, so we're on the back of your sheet here, and with the following situation. All right, this stuff's actually really interesting once you guys let it in, and really sad in a way too. You know? Okay, so imagine it's the end of May and June starts. June 1st, coming into the month, a person has $7,000 credit card interest. Naturally, it would be $7,000 and change, you know, but we're doing this even numbers so we can understand it. Okay? And so, assume that at the beginning of this month, the credit card bill is due. Let's say it's due on June 1st, and this person has a $7,000 debt. What happens if this person does not pay this $7,000 in full by the 1st? Yes?
Don't they like charge extra interest?
Right, so now we're going to be starting to charge interest. So the credit card says, all right, so you haven't paid us our full amount by the due date, so we're going to start assessing interest on you for the month of June. Okay? And just keep in mind, as a side note, many times they'll have what you owe and a minimum payment. We're going to talk about minimum payment at the end of the day. And that says, just pay us at least this minimum payment so we don't charge you a late fee. Late fees are usually around $40, $50. So you don't necessarily need to pay the whole thing to avoid a late fee. Yes?
Late fee would be on top of the interest?
On top of the interest, yeah. So that's really how the credit cards dig into you. So at the very least, just as a message, if you can't pay the full amount by the due date, at least pay something so you're not charged an extra late fee. Okay, so assuming there's no late fee, and assuming we have this bill, now indeed as the days start to progress, we are going to pay interest. All right, and here's how it works. We went through this scenario actually last Thursday while football was out. All right, I'm just going to reiterate the scenario. If we owe $7,000, okay, and then let's say very soon, a few days after, maybe the 6th or the 5th of June, we pay almost all of it. Let's say we pay $6,000. So for the majority of the month, if we paid $6,000 early, we owe how much?
$1,000.
$1,000, right? So the majority of the month, we owe something less. Versus another scenario in which we paid $6,000 at the end of the month, let's say June 28th or something. So for the majority of the month, we owed $7,000. That's right. And the credit card companies know this. They basically charge you per day how much you owe. Right? And that method, which is actually on your paper, is called the average daily balance average daily balance method.
Wait,
in other words, how much do you owe on average per day? Yes.
So you're already owing $7,000.
Right, but what if now we're going to start to do some action.
You're gonna split it up.
Yeah,
Okay.
some transaction. Yes.
Does the average daily balance include interest, or is it just how much?
Very good question. No, the interest is at the conclusion of the month, and it decides, it assesses whether or not this person paid early, paid late, how much did they pay. So far going in, we owe $7,000. So let's say on the 8th, okay, we made a payment of $3,000. So now, how much do we owe?
$4,000.
$4,000. Okay, and now here's the main question. This is the beginning of the average daily balance calculation. For how many days did we owe $7,000?
7.
For a week.
7, you're right. You could say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's the 7th day. And on the 8th day, we made a payment. So we don't owe $7,000 anymore. So I'm going to write here 7,000 owed 7 days. So for 7 days, we owed $7,000. Yes?
Why does it matter to the credit card company when you pay your money as long as you pay it by the end of the month?
Okay, so officially in this scenario, the bill was due at the beginning of the month. So now we are officially in debt, and we have to figure out a way, or the credit card has to figure out a way to charge us interest based on what we did throughout that month. Because now, as you see, now we owe $4,000. So the credit card company is going to say, okay, so this person paid a little, so they're going to charge them more or less interest? If they paid a little? Less. Less. Okay, what's the next transaction on your paper after the 8th? What happened?
June 10th.
June 10th.
We paid 1,000.
So, charge of $1,000 at electronics. So what do you think this person bought?
Laptop.
Laptop.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
laptop.
guys are seniors going to college, that type of thing. You know, they on the news it talked about getting a MacBook is like one of the top priorities for college students. It's interesting, especially after the Steve Jobs passed. You know,
I believe.
they did
Someone
that
told me
story.
that everything was 75% off when Steve Jobs died, and I went to the Mac store and they looked at me like that was an idiot.
Yeah. Sorry. Don't buy into the hype, you know. But I'm glad you at least tried, right? It's worth a try. Okay, so 610, we made a charge for 1,000. So now how much do we officially owe after this charge? $5,000, very good. And what's my next question going to be regarding the 4,000 bucks?
Interest?
No.
Wait, sorry, can you
Similar
repeat
to
that?
this. What's my next question going to be regarding $4,000?
How long did you owe it for?
Right on. How many days did we owe 4,000 bucks?
2.
Considering
6.
2.
2. Nice. 2. That's right.
Oh, right.
On the 8th, we owed 4,000. On the 9th, we owed 4,000. And on the 10th, something changed. So now we owed 4,000 for 2 days. Okay, next transaction. What day was it on?
16.
16th. How much was it for?
400.
616. Also charged for 400 bucks. How much do we owe now? 5,400. What's my next question?
Oh, did you owe 5,000?
How long do we owe 5,000?
6 days.
You mean 400?
5,000. How long do we owe it? Well, we could count it up if you're ever confused. 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th. Very good. 6 days. Because on the 16th, that changed. So this was indeed 6 days. Any questions about why we're doing this? Okay. So far, let me ask you, we're about halfway through the month. About how much on average did we owe per day? Just getting a quick survey. What do you think?
4,500.
4,500? That's a nice
Let's
guess.
say about 5.
Maybe 5 because we owed 5,000 for a really long time. We also owed 7,000 for a really long time, so it might even be more than 5,000, you know? Because the 7,000 is a big average as well. For a week, we owed this. But let's keep going for the month. What happened on the next day? What was the date? 25th. Transaction for how much?
500.
500 bucks. What was purchased?
Business.
Business, okay? Very, very vague. Business. All right, so after this transaction of 500, how much do we owe the credit card company? 59.
9 days.
Subsequently, how many days did we owe 5,400? 9 days. Yeah. You guys are picking this up. All right, any more transactions to speak of?
Nope.
No more transactions. So we have 6:30 is the end of month. And so we have one more calculation. How many days did we owe 5,900? 5 days or 6?
5.
25th, 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th, and indeed the 30th. right? The 30th counts for the month. So that's a little oddball. I understand why you said 5. 6 days. Right? Don't feel bad for mistakes too, by the way, right? Not only for this class, but for life, right? Do you feel bad for mistakes ever?
No.
No? You're gonna grow out of that self-consciousness thing that you guys are famed for, teenagers?
Never make mistakes.
Except for exceptions.
Oh.
That was cold.
Okay, at least there's no names. All right, so now can you give us a quick assessment? How much do you think we owe on average through the month? Put this down here. What do you think?
Like 5,000.
No.
5,000? Well, we're
5,500-ish.
maybe 5,500.
6,000.
Maybe 6. You guys are all in the neighborhood.
I think it would be.
So, yeah. Do you agree? Do you agree? Is this a? Do I have this usage? No, right here, right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's right here? Okay. So I'm going to take this off a bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the average of every single day. So the average of every day would be 7,000 plus 7,000 plus 7,000. How many times?
30.
7 times. So would you be comfortable with me just doing this 7,000 times 7?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Plus, how many 4,000s do we add in the average?
2.
4,000 times 2. Plus how many? 5,000 times 6 days.
54.
So imagine a long list. We're taking the average of 7,000 plus 7,000 plus 7,000 every day. We're averaging every day. All right, plus, what do we got? 5,400 times 9. Yeah. Plus.
5,900. You don't have that.
Can't see that.
You don't have that.
Okay, okay. All right, last one. Plus
59 times
59.
6.
59 times 6. It's okay if I'm not in the frame, by the way. The math is important. 59.
Just a floating hand.
Yeah. All right, and what does this massive number come out? Oh, wait. Before we get the massive number, we're taking the average, right? What do you divide all these by?
The number of days, yeah.
30. Yes, indeed. 30 days. 30 days.
You divide,
We're taking the average, yeah.
Right.
So some of your problems will be 31, some will be 28.
Got it.
You got the top or the whole thing?
The whole thing.
The whole thing. And what'd you get?
5,700.
5,700. So your guesses were very, very close. 5,700. So I'm going to erase this. What I like to do, or many of the people, viewers and stuff, is speeding up the erasing. So this will be funny when you see the finished product.
Do it slow.
Oh, when I talk, it goes really high pitched. Okay. 5,700 was what Cornelia said.
Is that me?
That's you. Yeah.
Should have nicknames.
You want to be Valley Circle? Is the average daily balance. So who can put in their own words, and there's going to be multiple answers to this, what this means? Who can put 5,700 in a sentence? Right? It's a challenge. It's a challenge. You have to think about it.
Wait, what?
Who could put the number 5,700 in a reasonable sentence? Let's try you. Yes.
So over 30 days, an average of 5,700 was owed to the credit card company.
Very good. Very good. Do you have another version? Something like that? Okay, good.
Exactly.
Wait, but wasn't
Yeah.
7,000
7,000 was owed at the beginning. Very good.
beginning, but like at the end of the month?
At the end of the month, how much did we owe? Exactly how much did we owe?
We owed
57.
5,900.
5,900. Very good.
And then,
But on average, it went from 7, then it went to 4, then it went to 5, then it did all this stuff.
Yeah.
So on average, it was 5,700. Okay? So now the credit card company charges interest on this amount of owing.
On
Okay.
the average?
On the average, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why would they charge it at the end? Because you already paid off
Okay, so at the end you agree that we owe 5,900
Right.
based on your paper?
Yeah.
But did we owe 5,900 the whole month?
No, but
We made
that's,
some-
but that's what you paid off. Aren't they just like
We didn't
taking-
pay anything. The only thing we paid was the 3,000 on the 8th.
Right, but you started with 7,000 and you
Right.
paid off everything up to the 5,900. So that's what you owe the credit
Well,
card
we
company.
bought some stuff too. So we paid for 3,000, then we bought this, and we bought this, and we bought that. At the end, we owed 5,900. But on average, based on all those debts over the days, it's like we owed 5,700 on average every day, based on all the numbers. Let me get a question, and we can come back to you. Yes.
So does the extra, wow, what's this? So,
Catch! Woo! No, you screamed.
It was just a fire alarm.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll come back to you. We'll come back to you.
Wait, so
Yeah.
okay, they charge you. I mean, they don't charge you. You owe them 7,000 at the beginning of the month,
Right.
right?
Owe them 7,000 at the beginning of the month.
And at the end of the month,
We owed
you
59.
owe 59.
And we did all a bunch of stuff during the month.
Okay, but that is your money basically that you owe them.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't they charge based on what you owe them? You just owe them 5,900 at the end of the month.
Because at different days we owe different amounts.
So that's like the interest just accumulates like overall pretty much.
It's an average.
Yeah.
It's an aggregate. It's like a snapshot of the entire month.
Okay.
Okay? Because what if the whole month we owed $20,000, and on the last day we made so much of a payment that eventually we owed 5,900.
Right.
So the credit card company is like, wait, the whole month you owed us 20 grand. So we have to charge you for what you owed us on the month, not just on the last day. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay.
But if I owed so much money, and then I'm like, here, I paid you, but like you owed us the whole time, is what they're saying. Okay? So we're going to charge interest on the average of the whole month, and that's 5,700. What's the formula for calculating simple interest for one payment?
I
I equals PRT, very good. PERT. Okay. We're paying interest on a certain principal. What are we paying interest on?
57.
5700. Oops. 5700. Okay, now, on your paper, it talks about an 18% APR. What does APR stand for? APR. No, not APR.
Approve? Or
American.
Annual,
Annual principal rate.
almost percentage rate.
Percentage
Okay,
rate.
annual percentage rate. Okay, so this is the annual rate of 18%. So we have to do this for 1 month. Okay, so the way to do this is 18% divided by 12 becomes 1.5%. Okay, so now this rate for 1 month, what would 1.5% be in decimal form?
0.015.
0.015. Okay, now, if this is in months, time is also in months. This 0.15 is in
1/12.
months.
So 1/12 again?
1/12 is 1/12 of a year.
1/30th.
Is it 1/360?
1. It's 1 in this case. Yeah. And I'm going to explain to you why in a second. Some people are comfortable doing the formula like this because this is 1.5% for 1 month and this is 1 month. Or you could do it this way. Or I equals 5,700 at 18%. So this is an annual rate, right? But we're paying a month worth, so what would this fraction be?
Times 1/12.
1/12. And this is actually, you'll get the same thing, okay? So this is just dividing the 18 by 12 over here.
Oh, okay.
You'll get the same thing. Yes,
So as
please.
long as it's shown that it's divided by 12 at one point.
It's
Yeah.
12 times 1.5.
12 times 1.5 is 18.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So you're
so,
just breaking it up.
right, exactly. We did the division earlier here,
Yeah.
but it's the same thing. Annual rate, this is 1/12 of a year. This is a yearly rate and 1/12 of a year. This is a monthly rate and 1 month. So, okay, what do you get here?
85.
85.5. So this is $85.50 worth of interest. Okay? So, next question is, what will the next bill read for July? Who can raise their hand and say? You have an idea here? Yes?
Would it be 59.85?
59.85. Right. Questions on that, 59.85? It's basically owed 59 by the end of the month. All our transactions totaled to 5,900. Good job. All our transactions were 5,900. We add the interest on top of that, which is 85.50. Total bill, 59.85.50. Total bill.
Wait, why is it 59?
No.
What did we owe on the last day of the
Oh, yeah.
month? Right on, good job. Yes,
So by charging interest on the average daily balance,
yeah.
do they gain more interest as a result of that, and then they add it on to the remaining total of what you actually owe?
It's actually the middle of the way interest collection, because some do it, there were different methods. Some were like charge you based on what you owed at the beginning, so let's say 7,000. Some charge you based on what you owe at the end, let's say 5,900. But this one is actually a hybrid in which you're not assessing the first day or the last day, you're assessing every day. You're taking every day into consideration. Okay, now, last question. The next bill comes in at $59.85. Does the credit card company really want you to pay the entire amount in full?
Nope.
No.
Why not?
They want you to keep the interest going
Yeah.
for the next month.
Of this bill, $85 goes straight to their pocket because that's the extra money that they charged you. So they're content with you not paying the whole amount. But they do want you to pay something. They don't want to send a bill into a black hole and have no response from the customer. So they want some sort of action. And that's what we call the minimum payment. Minimum payment. Many times for large bills such as these, the minimum payment is 1/36 of the total balance. So we get the minimum payment of this by dividing it by what?
137.
Right? Or dividing by 36 or multiplying by 1/36. Can you guys tell me what that is? $166.26. And here's something that you'll probably never ever see except for now. They are going to round this up to the nearest dollar, no matter how many dollars, no matter how many cents you have. So this rounds up always to the next dollar, 167. And we'll put that in green in honor of
So
Cornelius.
always does?
Always.
Does that money that
No,
goes
you're
into their
Ecclesiastes.
pocket?
Sorry. Sorry?
Does that money go into their pocket, or is that just?
Okay, no, this is the bill.
Okay.
The minimum payment.
What if it's 166 flat?
So let's talk about it. If the bill comes
Just add another dollar.
and the bill says you owe $59.85, but your minimum payment is $167. Let's say you pay only $167. About how much of your money goes to what you really owe, and about how much of your money goes to the interest for the credit card company?
85 goes to interest.
So about half. Half, indeed, half.
So it's always like that? The 136 equals out to like...
I don't think so.
No, just in this
I don't think so in this case,
Is
yeah.
it like when we were doing the home thing?
What
Where-
interest?
Yeah, with the mortgage, does it flip at one point, or is it the same?
Well, no, there is no regular payment schedule on this. So you're talking about loan amortization tables,
Yeah.
in which you have a payment plan and then your balance goes away a little at a time. This has no payment plan. You're free to pay $167. You're free to pay it all, or you're free to pay somewhere in the middle. And if you don't pay it all, you're paying interest. Yes?
Like, if you don't pay all of it that
Yeah.
month, where does the extra money, like, when do you pay for that?
When?
Yeah.
Next one. That's how we came in with the 7,000 debt in the first place, remember?
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Because that was from May, right? So that's the idea. If you pay everything that you owe all at the beginning of the month, when the bill's due, you don't charge any interest. But otherwise, you get charged $85. Let me ask you the last question. Do you think it's fair if someone owes about $6,000 or so, that for that month only, that they have to pay $85 for the right to owe $6,000? You understand the question?
They're borrowing money.
Do you think it's fair? Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's fair, but if they're already borrowing money from the credit card company, they might not be in the best financial position, so they can't even pay off the 167. So it's like a reasonable amount.
Many times people can make a payment. They're working.
Yeah, make a payment. But
What if this bill balloons up to
saying.
20 grand or 50 grand?
Yeah, in that case, yeah, it is bad, but.
It's hard. It's hard. You know, that's why credit card interest is among the highest in the whole market. 18%, we had it before, is huge. Student loans, maybe 5 to 7%. You know, interest that you get at the bank for earning it is like maybe 1 or 2 these days. But credit card interest, 15 to 22, maybe more %. It's a very volatile interest amount, right? That's something that we wanted to talk about. You guys, thank you. Give yourselves a hand. Yeah. Woo, let's do Rambo style.
Look at that.
Now I can take this off.
Now you can button it.
Now
Yes,
we go button. Ah.
beautiful.
Oh, by the way, guys, at prom, do this.
I did that last year, actually.
Yeah, it's cool. I like
I put
it.
it in front, though.
In front?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I
It's like you have
I look.
And then you do the
there
shoulder
go.
shake?
Yeah.
Okay. Here, you can do a stop there. I'm going to shoulder shake it through the end.
How bad would that sound
Awkward
if it wasn't
shoulder shake.
recorded?